They're going to come in blazing, and for Genesis, this is going to be a difficult battle, but they're right on the desk. I do believe Genesis can put up a decent fight. They did come just off of a loss against Take 3, but they didn't do too bad, and near the end, we saw Classics really kind of ramp it up, and that might be exactly what they need against NRG. Into game number 1, Genesis versus NRG. Our 4th match of the day. Second last, see what they can show us. NRG coming in as their first game. We have Genesis coming in warm off another game. See if that helps them at all as they face off against Fireburner, trying to start an early attack there. 30 seconds in. Jacob and Garrett will try to move out. Garrett forced up into a defensive position there. Jacob on his way back takes a demo, and we got 2 Batmobiles just on NRG alone, and a 3rd one on Genesis side.
Significant amount of that flat car. I suspect we just saw Insolences with an unprecedented amount of flicks last series. He was constantly trying to get those solid flicks. And while we do know that Genesis did just come off of a series that might be warmed up, they came off of a loss in Game 5.
That's true.
And I think that's going to be a little bit of a hit, especially going against a team that's been as consistent as NRG has this season.
Well, no goals scored so far. They've held off any kind of chance from NRG, and even kind of put them on their back heel a couple times, like now. Fireburner does read that backboard touch there, but doesn't get any kind of control of it. The demo will give NRG a little bit of chance to reposition themselves on defense and try to break out here. But Insol moving in quick. Chrome backing off and waiting for a pass from Insol. Almost there. The right idea on the play, but Chrome a little bit too short on the touch will force Classics back into his own end. And Jacob almost getting a 50-50 on target. Fireburner also missing that top corner. NRG will have to try again unless Garrett can get one through. He can't. The defense just barely holding off for Genesis.
Right now, the lack of accuracy on quick shots has been plaguing North America all day. We've seen so many teams give themselves the opportunity. While they may be difficult shots, they're at the skill level where they need to consistently put those in.
Ooh, Insol almost getting just a beautiful little touch there. Just a couple inches short of getting that touch. A wave dash back, and he'll be back to his own end. Actually there to help Chrome as they move forward. Garrett forced to save that. Can Insol get this? Jacob just gets that plank in the way at the last second. Classics, again, as you just mentioned, a miss.
Those really need to go in just to the crossbar, or at least follow it up. Now Garrett, if he was able to actually break the curse with an angle like that, would have been quite impressive. But we've seen NRG here, a couple of tight decisions having to be made on defense because they're just a little bit slow to contest some of these balls.
A chip up, Insol will follow himself. Chrome looking for a boost at midfield as Classics bullies Fireburner. They're just going for the straight-in shot. Couldn't find it, still sit at 0-0 past that halfway mark in game number 1. Insol for a redirect off the baseboard, a pass to Chrome. He misses the 50-50. And that's block. Garrett will move that back down into Genesis end. And a quick turnaround for Genesis. Classics, a boost steal, trying to go for that attack on Fireburner, expecting him to jump. He will miss that, and the ball moved back to midfield for NRG.
The pre-jump on the demolition. Classics trying to bully. There he goes again, but Fireburner jumping just above him. I do enjoy seeing this out of Genesis, and I think if there's ever a moment to push it around, it's going to be from a fantastic bump on a goalie.
Well, here's the thing. You're forcing your opponents into a situation that's uncomfortable. You can't just defend. You have to watch out for someone flying at your face as well. And that's going to be something in the back of NRG's mind for the remainder of this match. 1:33 left. Unless they can get a quick goal here and give himself at least a lead. Right now, Genesis is looking pretty solid on the field. They need this goal and maybe an early point in the series. Insol off the backboard. Chrome will follow that one up, stopped out by Garrett. A complete air dribble past that midfield line, stopped by Classics. At least they got it out of their own end. No offensive play started up out of it, and that final minute approaching, Genesis tries another attack themselves as Insol waits at midfield. Jacob, clear himself, will not follow that up. Genesis can't break past that midfield. We see NRG doing a good job of stopping any attacks, except there, a miss. Almost critical from it. Jacob, as Garrett is forced to keep that one to the side. NRG, a couple of their touches, not looking the prettiest right now, and it's giving Genesis a lot of room to move back on offense, as they do just here. And they keep it there. Look at the pressure. Classics, though, a missed touch. We'll give that one over to Fireburner. Chip over Chrome. He has one left to beat. A backflip to try to fake out Insol, but he doesn't fall for it. They will be able to keep that ball at bay. Garrett with one final attempt as they move back to their own end. Jacob with a demo will relieve some pressure as Genesis was about to break down onto an attack. Final 10 seconds here, still scoreless. Can Jacob do it here? The delayed side flip isn't going to work on Insole. Garrett, one final attempt. The ball will drop, and we hit an overtime completely scoreless.
Overtime in game one, neither team seeming totally warmed up. And as you said, NRG is missing just some really small, simple touches, particularly on defense. They're a team that usually likes to go from defense to offense very quickly. But right now, we're seeing them a little bit sluggish to get some balls. But Jacob off the ceiling. Will it just bounce right in? Garrett's going to contest, but cleared out by Classics.
That was absolutely so close. The defenders were not ready for that roof bounce. Thankfully for them, it just went over top of that crossbar and they couldn't follow it up. NRG will have to try again. Good control from Jacob, but he eventually loses his car facing the wrong way. And so with an air dribble, those are generally easy to save as is going to miss anyways, but it did bring the ball onto offense for Genesis. Classics last back has to be careful on that one. Insole rushing, just needs to trap and control it. He does. A flick, the Fireburner, good control again. Almost squeaks that one by Chrome. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Fireburner on the field, but his teammates need to step it up a little bit if they want to be able to win this one. A minute into overtime, Genesis still holding off. A nice redirect there from Garrett. On target, Fireburner. What a save from Insole as he keeps themselves alive. NRG had one chance there, and it was saved incredibly by Genesis.
Good passing play as well. Now it seems like they're looking for each other a bit more. They're getting a little more clustered up, but it's working for them. They're doing it in safe positions. Classics will clear that. Fireburner left last man. Will he be able to get this?
Chrome and Insole ready to attack here. Insole wait for Garrett to get that touch. And there he picks it up on the ground. A pass to Chrome. A shot on net. Absolutely incredible play on the field, keeping it low. 134 into overtime, and Genesis will take it.
A beautiful 1-2. Insole sees Chrome over there on the side, and Jacob caught between either a shot from Insole assist or a shot from Chrome, which is exactly why passing is so strong in Rocket League. You just misdirect their attention. I think I heard you mentioning it just earlier last series. Misdirecting the attention span and wherever you're wow, I lost it.
If I said it, it definitely wasn't phrased like that.
Yeah, I'm absolutely just losing my mind right now. Misdirecting the attention of the player that you're trying to beat is fantastic play in offensive Rocket League. And you can see it right there. He was stuck between both.
Yeah.
If you just leave Insole and assume that Chrome's going to take the shot, then Insole's got a clear shot. If you wait until the pass happens, then you're giving Chrome too much room to spread. Jacob caught in the worst spot possible. That sounded a little bit smoother than the first time I tried to execute that thought.
Much better.
We're just going to go with the second hike there, guys.
We have a script here. You could just read off.
Oh, that's true.
You're just trying to freeform right now. But there it is, Genesis in an overtime, a minute 34 into overtime. That was intense. I mean, Desk, I think, called potentially a full sweep for NRG. But NRG just didn't look the hottest we've seen them before. And I think one of the biggest things for NRG in this league play had been Jacob, and he just wasn't on this game. And a lot of it was falling down to Fireburner. Fireburner was looking great on the field. Incredible car control, but Genesis took advantage of that and just put a lot of pressure on.
It almost felt like they were relying too much on their individual skill instead of looking for each other as much as we have seen. Not nearly as much physical play. We usually see a lot of bumps come from NRG. We saw a couple of demos here and there, and Genesis actually kind of does the same thing. Classics particularly, a player I love to watch. Quite a bruiser himself, loves to bump people around, but both teams, not a lot of physicality just yet.
Oh, Classics is a bully. He loves it. You see it on the field. Had a couple even, we mentioned it, called it out before, but they're a demo. Almost being a critical moment for a goal there for Garrett. We'll see if Jacob can take control. Fake pop there, almost a second one. Fireburner was waiting for that 50-50 to drop on the hood of his car. It didn't quite get there. Double yellow Batmobile moving up on the attack here. One will stay down. Jacob will move up instead. A second trying to go for the 50-50 dunk on Chrome. Can't quite get that one. Fireburner sends it across back to Jacob. Over top of Chrome. That's the nobody though. Classics with boost. Should be able to push this one out, but a box there from Jacob will buy Garrett some time to put this on towards the net. Scary spot for Chrome. And Fireburner will rush in to slam that one in.
They were a bit slow in the first 15 seconds of this game, but now NRG is trying to put on that pressure. That relentless pressure of shot after shot, pushing it in. You saw it on the retreat, the bump on the defender who had control of the ball. You boxed him out, you pushed him out, which gave your team that extra clear against a 2-goalie situation as opposed to 3.
And now we see NRG sitting up 1-0 in this The last game was a 1-goal game, but it didn't happen until after regulation time it ended. This one in the first minute, Genesis sits one up in the series. Insolent Classics try to find a play there, leaving their last teammate to defend the net by himself. Fortunately for them, NRG couldn't create any real play there, get control of it. Insel tries to move that ball the other way and missed on a touch there from Chrome. Gives Jacob and Garrett a chance. Absolutely critical miss off the wall there by the defender.
When what could have been an initial shot and goal here from Jacob, Chrome with a bad touch. I actually don't even know if he got any part of his car on that. I think he might have missed it, or even so, he was a bad touch, even if he did get one. But check out how quick Garrett was there. He knew that if Jacob missed that, he put himself in an angle to where he could take that quick turn and jump so fast for it. 2 goals up. This is looking like a bit more of what the desk predicted.
You're right. Good option coverage from Garrett, sitting in the midfield, ready to move back if it didn't work out for them, but there for if it did, and it did indeed, as NRG sits up 2-0. 3:20 left. Genesis has a lot of time to pull this one back. Insol can't get any sort of play. Genesis still looking to get real possession here. A demo would have been great if Classics could put that on target. One defender left. Garrett will get up in the way of that one. Jacob Fireburner with a quick turnaround. Look at this. Oh, no flick there. Maybe trying for that little tornado flick. Couldn't find the edge of the ball. Now we'll go back down towards Genesis end. Nice clear from Insol, but it probably will be picked up, and it is by Fireburner at the midfield. Slow play from Insol. He has Chrome with him. There it is. Not quite the touch that Chrome wanted, and will sit still in the corner of Genesis. Classics finally with the hard clear that they were looking for. NRG will be forced back into their own end. Potentially boostless as well as Classics. A pass to Insol. Another touch off the backboard pulls Fireburner out. Garrett will trap that one. A lift over, an air dribble. Garrett stop, and he is stopped out by Chrome.
Well played by him, trying to get it over one, and then at the end, he wanted to get the contest. He wanted to body that ball, get the 50-50 in his favor, but he didn't have enough boost or pace to get up to that. But it did give them all of this pressure, all of this time to put up. Will they clear it out? No. Fireburner will beat Insolences to that ball.
That could be Jacob with a shot just wide there. Chrome waited patiently, knowing that the angles weren't the best for Jacob. Smart play for him, and knowing what options your opponent has increases the options you can decide on. Insol pass down to Classics. Chrome was going to miss that pass. Good idea on Classics to rush in on that one. Now Chrome with his full boost sends that one out to Classics. A touch on target. Incredible angle there from Classics as they're able to sink one, but they're still behind.
Bringing it closer to taking game 2. This touch from Classics, no hesitation. Didn't even bother looking at the defenders. Not that I think he even had sights on him. The way that ball was floating, if he had ball cam on, he probably had no clue Jacob was there. Yeah. He just full-on ignored him. And Jacob, just a bit late to that touch, gave Classics the shot.
Good mechanics coming up from Classics. Grabs himself a goal. They do set up 1-0 in the series, but NRG is looking to take game number 2. Tie this one up. 1:25 left in regulation time. We'll see if Genesis can bring this to a tie and bring it to overtime. 50-50 for Fireburner there. Boosted up, ready to attack again. He gets another 50-50. Garrett there just to help a little bit of nudge into the slot. There'll be no one there to pick that one up. Genesis will move that down past the midfield. Good passing plays from Chrome and Classics. I don't know if they're going to have much control left to get that in front of the net, though. Insol's forced into the play. Not the best 50-50 for Genesis as that goes just a little bit wide of the net. Fireburner setting that one onto offense. A follow-up from Jacob here. A touch, trying for the ground pitch.
No!
What? No! Chrome could not get to that in time. Not expecting that kind of touch at all.
What an amazing prediction from Jacob. Knowing Insolence was going for that, he kept his body between the ball and his goal, knowing that Insol was going to get a hard clear, dunk it right over him, which left the goalie just a deer in the headlights. Fantastic play from Jacob.
And now Genesis has to pull back 2 goals within 40 seconds. Not sure if they're going to be able to do that as Jacob looks like he's waking up. The fire has been sparked. The beast is awoken, and we'll see if he can keep that one up. A flick out to Garrett, and they definitely can. just starting to pour on the goals. Now 4-1 with 24 seconds left.
Trying to tear away in game 2, hopefully for them, foreshadowing the remainder of the series. The pass between Jacob and Garrett, they seem to have warmed up, and it is now on Genesis to pick up the pace and try and keep their pressure on throughout this series.
I mean, this is a scary thought for Genesis going into the next game. You see that NRG has woken up. You see that they are ready to go. All they need was a little bit of a warm-up game. Genesis has to be careful coming to this. They're getting really good touches, NRG is, and I'm sure game number 3 is going to be a little favorable to NRG, but Genesis not out of the series yet. But NRG will add a point to their side of the scoreboard and tie the series up.
Now, if today has shown us anything, it is definitely way too early to determine who is going to get away with this series. It is now tied 1-1, NRG and Genesis. Genesis, one of the teams that is trying to fight to stay out of number 7. They want to make it to playoffs, and they're a team right now, after watching Take-3 do what they just did. After watching Take-3 take down G2 and then losing to Take-3 right after, it is not looking too great for Genesis if they lose this as well. Now, they won't be out just yet. They still have a chance next week. But at that point, they're giving too much up to chance, and you want to try and keep your chances of playoffs in your hands. When you let it up to, like,
of course.
If you're in a situation where it's like, well, those teams have to lose or else we don't make it, that's the worst place to put yourself in because you no longer have control. So they're going, obviously, to be fighting very hard against NRG right here in the series. They took the first game. They lost the second one a bit steep, 4-1. They had 5 shots only, one of them going in, compared to what looks to about 11 shots from NRG.
A lot. There's a lot of shots. Yeah.
12 shots. Yeah, 12 shots.
And it was near the end. I mean, we saw it. I think now that they found their footing on the field, I mean, you saw the passing plays. Garrett just didn't seem nowhere to be, and I think it was because Jacob wasn't getting all the touches that he had wanted. And we talked about some of those little touches being off. That can set your whole team's rotation off. And I think they figured that out coming into that second game. Jacob was getting what he wanted. Garrett was able to find his footing on the field, and now the entire team is running at full force. And Genesis, it has to watch out for that. I mean, like, this is not a safe place to be.
Yeah, I mean, teammate expectation is definitely a thing. I mean, these players know how their teammates play, and the moment that one of them starts to kind of fall a bit, you have to alter your playstyle. You can't start expecting things. Ensol and Chrome, they know that Classics is going to get demolitions, but the less physical he gets, the more they're going to have to try and get to that ball faster.
Game number 3, Genesis and NRG are fighting out for that match point game, as we'll end up in a game 4, inevitably. We'll see who's going to be. Genesis just lost 4-1. Started to steamroll near the end there. NRG was looking pretty strong. An attack just kept off there by NRG as Genesis had to back off, recognizing they were committing a little bit too much. That might be favorable for Insult. He's going to side flip, though, and Jacob will be able to clear that hard. Can they make anything out of it is the question.
Here's the speed from NRG. Jacob straight to Fireburn, and now Garrett's going to follow through. Can anyone rotate in time? No, that will go unanswered, and Classics will follow through. Both teams kind of going with the one drive and shot, then they back off, they play it safe.
I was about to mention that. You saw it happen right at the beginning with Genesis, but it's good that they're recognizing when they're committing too much and they need to back off, and they're done with the play. Keeping the pressure, though, is going to be absolutely critical, and the team that figures that out is going to start to destroy the defense of their opponent. Neither one have done that yet, though. We sit at 0-0. Garrett keeps that one to the far side, finding Fireburner with that pass. Pressure weak there. Chrome will be able to carry that to midfield. Insol with support. Classics now with Insol. Off the side, Chrome will send that over to the middle. Classics ready for a shot. Almost saved by Jacob, but Classics does find the hole he needs.
Opening up with Insol, slowing the play down, which he's done so much these last 2 series, but that touch from Chrome, it's all him. That was an amazing pass, getting behind it, keeping the pace on, pushing it towards Classics. Classics was in a fantastic spot and trusted Chrome for that. And there it is right there, teammate expectations.
No, you're right, and I saw Chrome creep up the entire field. All 3 of them moved up in a horizontal line. Chrome knew where that play was going, ended up with the right touch, the pass to the slot, and a shot on net. Now Genesis finds himself in the lead, but only by 1 goal, and we know NRG can score a lot. This might be a rough spot. Fireburner is going to find that. What? Classics somehow saves that one on the goal line. I don't know how he even got that touch. And a turnaround as they try to create a counterattack. They do lose it finally, but what a close situation for Genesis.
I think Classics got on top of the ball and kind of pinched it into the ground, which forced it to bounce up. But that recovery from Fireburner to even take that shot was great.
No, you're absolutely right. All around, such a crazy situation. We'll see if that can happen again. 2.5 minutes left. Genesis still somehow holding on to that 1-goal lead.
No one in net.
Chrome with a good clear, though. 2 people pushing on that one. Not sure why both Classics and Insol were there. They'll force Chrome once up again in the air. Might be out of boost now, though. It's a spot you want to be on defense. Garrett flying in backwards. Tries to connect with a touch on net.
Well, that wasn't that scary for Jacob, but it was scary for all of us. Watching that flow towards the net with you not going for it.
Jacob has full control of the situation. Jacob is on the Cobb is on the job. He knows what's up. Now forward movement, 2 people out of the play. Insol was forced to attack that one and put the pressure on. Had he waited in net, that would have been a 3-on-1 situation. Not the most ideal of situations in Rocket League or any sport for that matter. As Chrome tries to set up a play, Insol now the last defender. We'll have to wait back. Classics nowhere near ready to move on to defense. Good control from Insol, but it will eventually get stuffed out by Jacob. Garrett full boost off the wall. Pass to Jacob. Classics with the interception. 1:30 left. Genesis still holding off on the lead. NRG slowly creeping forward, though, as they try to find that one opportunity to at least sink 1 goal in and bring this to a tie game.
Take a look at the pace of Genesis. They're actually making NRG struggle to get to these balls to contest them or to get any touches. The moment you see something go up, look at that, Classics already up ready for that. Chrome will follow suit. Insolences wants to be that 3rd man, but they're getting up to these balls so quickly.
1 minute left now. NRG still looking to answer that first and only goal coming up from Genesis. This might be the chance. Fireburner boxing him out in front of the net. Classics forced to pull that one out. What a good shadow from Classics as he's able to keep that one off the goal line. But a good box initially from Fireburner as he set that play up there for his teammate. They'll have to try again from their own end. Jacob, 50-50 win to middle. Chrome is up for this one.
Again.
And he does beat out Fireburner, just barely though. 30 seconds remaining, and Genesis still holding off, are putting themselves into some scary spots though. Shot there from NRG, almost went in just off the cross. Classics by himself, the solo play. In front of the net, Chrome tries to come across and put Jacob into the ball there. That was a rough spot for NRG, as Genesis almost extended the lead. All the pressure needs to go on by NRG right now if they want to get a goal. You may as well, it's do or die. Keep control. There it is, a shot forward. Jacob ready to put that one on. Insol in the way. This ball is still in the air. Fireburner puts that one out for Garrett. Garrett getting bodied out by Insol. The defenders at Genesis doing everything they can to put it to the ground, and they finally succeed in their goal, and they take game number 3, putting themselves at match point against NRG.
Very rarely do you see NRG getting outpaced to the ball, but right now, Genesis, if they don't win it, they're at least contesting it. There have been very few opportunities where NRG has had a clear opportunity to even pass to anybody, because every single lob ball, everything that goes above, like, I don't know, 4 car lengths up off the ground, someone from Genesis is just there to contest. Even if they know they're not going to win it, they're there to slow the ball down, and then somebody's going to be following up right after. I think NRG is used to having a little bit more space to breathe. We've seen all season, you know, one of the big complaints is that I've thought that a lot of teams have given NRG too much space and too much room to just do what they're fantastic at. But right now, Genesis is doing everything they can to slow the game down.
No, you're right. I mean, a lot of Rocket League is about momentum. If you can get a whole team moving at full speed and connect with your passes, you'll be on spot, and it's a scary situation for your opponents. But if one person gets up and intercepts that, the whole rotation breaks apart, and you have to try again. And I think that's why at the beginning and in the end, we just saw those kind of one-shots, one-off bursts of offense from either team, because they kept getting broken up, and NRG had a difficult time really creating anything sustainable on offense. They kept getting forced back to their own end, and that allowed Genesis some more scoring opportunities.
And just watch Genesis, watch them play their midfield game, because they are there for so many things. I have to watch just to see where they're even getting all this boost from, because they are able to force NRG to get up quicker than they're comfortable with, which is why they've had a lot of control this series. But now, 1 game away from beating NRG. Can Genesis do it, or will NRG stay alive?
I don't know, but we're going to find out right now. Game number 4, Genesis, NRG. Or will NRG bring it to a game number 5? Give us some more Rocket League. Zdesh thought this would be a sweep, a close call there for NRG. Classic still trying to force a situation as we sit down on the break. Utopia. Insol can't get control of that one. Garrett will force himself in there, but he has no one there to help him out. Nice touch from Insole out to Chrome as he sends that one flying to the target. Jacob forced up into the air, will take it away. Classics, maybe not the best touch, but he does grab boost. So does Insole. Now they have every chance to set up a play moving forward. Air dribble from Insole. He loves those air dribbles. Classics with another boost, just making sure, and I know he didn't need it, but making sure his opponents aren't going to grab that boost. And there it is. No one home. Classics is going to find a shot as he flies over everybody.
Outpacing yet again. This is exactly it. Watch how fast Classics gets
He's
up for that.
quick.
Just beats Fireburner. Fireburner had all the time for that. He kept it a little bit low. Classics coming all the way from his net. I don't even know where it's coming from. And for a team that used to be called Toxic Waste, they sure are playing well as a team.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what they do. They just berate each other and it inspires them to play better. But, you know, it's working out. Now, the big thing, you talked about it before, is the boost. These guys, even when they have full boost, are making sure to grab pads that their opponents might be around. And NRG is getting stuck without any. We'll see if they can fix that one up, though. Chrome, trusting the touch from Classics. Keeps on the ball there, but Fireburner eventually gets control. Garrett sitting a little bit too far back to do much with this. Had a pass come up for Fireburner. There's Jacob and Garrett now as they move forward for an attack. That goes a little bit too far from the side. Fireburner will be forced to try to recenter that one. Jacob to help him out. Chrome gives that one right to Fireburner as he tries to backflip that one in. No bicycle kick for you as the counterattack happens now for Genesis. They set up 1 goal in the lead, but 3 minutes left still for NRG to come back. I think the last few times we saw Genesis score first, they ended up winning. And that's a situation they see themselves again in. Garrett with a shot, 2 defenders up. They both went for that, though. That could be a chance now for Fireburner to put one on target. Not enough power. We'll give the defenders enough time to get back in net. Chrome, a good backflip there. We'll keep that one out, but the pressure's starting to mount. NRG starting to create plays. Garrett should have this one, a miss. And that will be Fireburner, though, as NRG had to score that one. There was no way they weren't.
I mean, they almost didn't, which was what made it so scary. But Jacob bodying that, ensuring the Classics didn't get it clear to the corner. Garrett wanted the angle, but it was a bit too tight. A bit too close. Garrett just whiffed through. But I think even Genesis expected Garrett to take the shot, and it left it open for Fireburner to tie up the game.
2.5 minutes left. NRG does tie this one up to Genesis. Genesis just needs 1 goal to win the series. NRG needs 1 goal to bring it to another chance to win the series. See if they can do that. No one with possession right now. That's a rocket towards the net. Fireburner taking Chrome out of the net, tries to get a second touch, trying to buy a shot for Garrett. Garrett just mowing his way through all the defense there. Unfortunately, his teammates weren't there to get any shot on net. That was a good play from Garrett. Resulted in no goal, though. Slow play. Jacob just trying to keep that one low. Classics will take it high instead. Chrome moving in over top of Classics. Good communication there. You have Insole. Chrome doesn't get it to him. Jacob and Garrett will be able to move out. Boost grab for Jacob. Might be able to do something with this one. A pass stopped by Classics. Good awareness from Classics to be able to stop that attempt from NRG, and they will be forced back down into their own end to try once again.
If there's one way to try and counter NRG's playstyle, it seems to be just relentless pressure. I mean, even right there, we rarely see Garrett miss anything, but he just completely whiffed that aerial, had to bail on it. And now we're seeing him have to make a save, but there we go, a great touch from Fireburner. Can Jacob put this towards the net?
So close, that's the shot. Oh, Chrome does keep that one out. That was incredibly close there. They saw the opportunity, they recognized the chance for the counterattack, and tried to capitalize. Unfortunately for them, Genesis and a strong defender there, Chrome, to be able to keep that one out. Chrome going to be up too late to that one. No, what? How did he still get? I totally thought Garrett would have had that one, but Garrett takes that one away. Fireburner long clear has a teammate up there, but he's not in the right spot to get the pass over the net. No goal opportunity here. Garrett just trying to keep pressure on. 46 seconds left, still tied up. We find Genesis stuck in their own end. A clear attempt from Classics, but a possession loss is what it turned into. Fireburner 50-50. Chrome's going to win that one with the Octane. Back and forth right now as both teams try to get any kind of possession and play started up. Genesis mostly looking to clear this ball as they haven't been able to break out of their own end in a while. Then this might be the chance. No, 50-50, not really going in the favor of Chrome. Classic last defender manages to follow that ball through and save that one. Garrett out of boost, will be out of play. Chrome just eager to get the ball out of his own end. A quick turnaround here for Insol. Should be a shot towards the net.
No
and
way!
Demo is going to put it in. What a clutch demo. And that's 3 seconds left. That's got to be Genesis now.
Chrome just hunting down Fireburner, saw the target and took him out. Insol with the midfield shot, 3 seconds left. Will we see both Titans go down today? G2, NRG. I don't think NRG can come back from this.
No, that's so rough. I mean, the awareness to be able to get that demo, especially when the play is nowhere near that end of the field, to allow your teammate a shot for the long shot, and they take it, but there's still a chance. The ball in the air, no, it's going to drop. Genesis takes it 3-1 against NRG, and I don't think many people thought that one coming.
I don't think any people saw that one coming. I cannot believe Genesis just took that series 3-1, might I add. That wasn't even in Game 5. NRG really struggling to match the pace of Genesis. Maybe Genesis has just been watching NRG and realizing, hey, they're a little too calculated. Let's mess that up. Let's just contest literally everything. Get up in everyone's way. Let's bump them around. Let's give them the taste of their own medicine. Let's demo them all together. It worked. I mean, 3-1. This game ending 2-1. What was it? 3 seconds left. They got a goal.
3 seconds left.
Off of the weirdest demolition I would have never thought what they could have actually capitalized on. Chrome really heads up to realize that that was the last man back, trying to take out Fireburner. I mean, congratulations to them. They are seriously making next week even more intense.
We talked about the speed of Genesis pulling through for them in a earlier series. It ended up working out for them in this series, a series that really mattered for Genesis. And I don't want to do any of the math, so I'm going to let it